Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of One Piece chapter 828, 1 and 2. Now, for that to be the title, 1 and 2, really, they weren't involved in this very much. Ichiji and Niji, if that is indeed their real names. But, I'll go over the general stuff in the end. But let's talk about this scene by scene. We start out with the cover, which is of the kids and Shirahoshi and Fukaboshi, I think is his name, in Fishman Island. And I'm not a big fan of most of the Fishman Island characters. There are some I really like, but I'm not a big fan of most of them. So obviously this wasn't exactly my favorite cover. It was just kind of meh. It was boring. So moving on past that and into the actual content, the actual chapter. We start out with, of course, the Straw Hats finding out that Pudding is Pudding, and her finding out that they are them. So that was an interesting way. Like, it was interesting to see, okay, they finally realized, they exchange back and forth, and that's really cool. And I really like all of the back and forth between them all. It was all really funny and really enjoyable. And I really like Pudding, but I'm like, she's too good to be true. I like her too much. She is like helping them too much. I think it's way too good to be true. But either way, back on topic. So pretty much we find out that like Big Mom's children, they have essentially given up, or before that even, she pulls a knife on them because she's like, oh wait, you guys are pirates. And then Pedro immediately resorts to violence. And I love Pedro so much. I love how he like immediately jumps to violence and draws a sword and stuff. I think it's hilarious. I think he fits in really well with the rest of the crew. So does Carrot, really. But I don't know. I love Pedro and Carrot. They were such good choices to bring along for this arc. So that was all hilarious. We get more into a conversation. We find out that pretty much all of Big Mom's children have kind of given up on actually finding free love. They've just kind of said, you know, it's been told to us since we were children that Big Mom was setting us up for a marriage that would help the pirate crew. So we've pretty much never really thought about real love because that's always, Mom's orders were always how it was going to go. So it was interesting to see Pudding sort of, I don't know, bruised psychology in all of that because of being raised by Big Mom. So it was interesting to see there, and she does confirm that, well, she says that one of them left to go and find a free love away from Big Mom. And of course, we all know that is likely to be Lola, so I think once again, it's really great that they're mentioning Lola, but they haven't outright said it yet. They just keep mentioning, but they have not outright said yet, even though it's pretty obvious at this point. But, well, even before that, it was kind of obvious because people were guessing it way, way back when. So, moving on, we do find out that Big Mom does have 39 daughters, not just 35, she has 39, plus 46 sons and 43 husbands. So Big Pimp and Big Mom got around. And they are all together like a 129-person family. The only thing this brings up for me, though, is like, you think 9 months a kid, Big Mom has to be pretty freaking old. Either that or a bunch of them are like twins and triplets and stuff like that, which could be totally possible. Because like I've been saying, I still don't think that the three-eyed girl is Pudding. So they could be twins. We see the woman who looks exactly like Lola. Her and Lola could be twins. And that makes the whole timeline of it make a lot more sense. I know even saying that is being a bit picky for One Piece logic, but still, I want to try and make a little bit some sense of it, because the timeline is a really interesting question on all of that. And really, I think it's cool how Pudding, of course, brings up and explains that Big Mom's pirate crew is actually built around her legit real blood family. I think that's really cool and a really interesting concept, and of course that means Big Mom makes even more sense. Also, I think like the chancellors are probably also her children. They might be her sons. They could also be daughters as well. We don't know the genders of the counselors. Like Lord Chocolate and the leader of Nuts Island's probably the Nuts and stuff like that. And that sort of seems like Big Mom's naming scheme with naming one of her daughters Pudding. Lola doesn't exactly fit that naming scheme, I suppose, but I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching where there's nothing there. So Pedro brings up the threat of betrayal from Pudding, that Pudding could always... And of course it's very good, I love that he brought this up, that she could just tell that they are there and ruin the entire stealth operation. And Nami brings up, well, she's scared of her family too, or at least I think it was Nami. And Pedro's like, yeah, if she's scared of them, then that makes even more sense that she won't want to be on their bad side or disappoint them, that she has even more reason to tell that we're here. So I love how that was brought up. And Pudding reveals that she has met Sanji, and she pretty much fell in love with him. But he turned her down to go back to his friends. And she gives the speech about how that she sees that his friends are trying to risk their lives to get him back too, that she's going to help him escape. She could never marry a guy that was going to regret marrying her. And she makes a map to Whole Cake that should be safe according to her. And she says she's going to meet them in a day with Sanji at the edge of Whole Cake Island. And that all just seems so way too good to be true. It does not seem at all very likely. And then on the other hand, I don't feel like Pudding... Like, I look at Pudding and I'm like, there's a slight chance she could just be faking this whole happy, nice thing, and she could actually be crazy, greedy, selfish, want Sanji to marry her. That's a total possibility, but like me personally, I like Pudding. I don't see that happening with her. So it really, like, I trust her right now, but she seems way too good to be true for the story. So we leave her there and move on, go back to the Thousand Sunny. And on the Sunny, we find out that Peckham's is missing, and that there's a message clawed into the bathroom that says "turn back." Now, when I keep saying Peckham's is a traitor and stuff like that, I don't mean that he has any animosity towards Luffy, and I think he could always be kidnapped. I think that's a very real possibility that Peckham's was kidnapped as well, but I think my personal guess is still what I'm saying, not purposefully betraying them, because I think that Peckham's likes Luffy, he has respect for Luffy, but if it came down to it, Big Mom is his captain, he's been with her crew for a long time for some reason so far, he has to have some sort of loyalty and honor toward her, I guess sort of like Bellamy's honor toward Doflamingo, and if push came to shove, I think that he would still choose Big Mom over Luffy. And I think this may be what this is. I think he told them to turn back, and I think he's going on alone because he wants to face Capone alone. He wants to tell Big Mom what happened alone. He wants to try to talk it out with her to get Sanji out of the marriage alone. I don't think that Peckham's is betraying them in the way of straight just animosity against Luffy. No, of course not. He likes Luffy. But I do also think that it's a huge possibility that Peckham's ran off on his own because he's trying to handle this on his own without Luffy and them. So that would be my personal guess. But the whole kidnapping thing is still super real possibility. So lastly, we see Germa burning down this country, helping one side of the war, kind of like mercenaries, and we get to see 1 and 2, Ichiji and Niji, if that's their names, or Kamina G and Donald Trump G. But I'm not a huge fan of their designs. They're a little bit bland. I think it was a bit of a weak introduction. So, me personally, I'm not totally behind those two yet. I think that Reiju and Yonji were way cooler looking, in my opinion. I don't know, they look pretty cool, it's just not exactly what I was hoping for, I guess. Not what I was expecting, and not in a good way. I don't know, I didn't like them very much. I'm going to be totally honest with you here. it's hype seeing them and all, but I don't like that introduction. I think it was really weird to just cut away seeing him destroy the country and all that. I thought that was a really odd introduction. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But we find out from them that the wedding will be in 3 days and it will take them 2 more to get to Whole Cake. So they're going to be coming in clutch for Big Mom's side at one point, I suppose. Right when we think we've got things planned out, or we think we've got some leverage or something, they're going to come in to make our obstacle seem even harder, I would assume, is how that's all going to work out. Because I think we are 1 day away from Whole Cake still, from Chocolate Town to Whole Cake. And that's about it. Like I said, I don't think that introduction was very good. I think that there was a little bit less content here this week than usual. It seemed a little bit shorter than usual when it came to content. But what content was there, I really thought was fun and enjoyable. I really loved the stuff at the beginning. I really like the stuff with Pudding, but I think it's way too good to be true. I know I keep saying that, but that's just the one thing I was thinking throughout this entire thing is this is all just way, like, things are working out way too easily. Pudding is way too nice and good. I don't trust it. I don't trust things going this well for us. Things never go this well. So, I do think some big thing will happen, like there is some sort of trap. Maybe Pudding's not in on it, maybe she is a good guy, but there will be some sort of trap involved somewhere. Maybe they found out about her leaving them the map ahead of time. Maybe the little jello dude or maybe the carpet is a spy, because the carpet was maybe made with Big Mom's power. Maybe the carpet's a spy the whole time, and that's how Big Mom knows everything went down. Yeah. So I think that's it. In the end, I liked this one, but I didn't think it was super, super great or anything. So I give it like, I don't know, 7 Choco Burgers out of 10. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, the review. And since there's going to be no One Piece next week, we're going on hiatus. I'll try to have of course I'll have the anime review up, so you'll still have that. But I'll also try to get up some kind of discussion or theory or something, maybe a collaboration if I can work something out with someone. I don't know. I'll figure something out for next week. It'll be fun. I don't know. Then that's it, I guess. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Like if you did like this one, and comment down there to tell me what you thought of my review, my thoughts on this, and what you thought yourself of the chapter, because I'm totally interested in seeing and discussing with you. Also, subscribe for more One Piece, both anime and manga, Tower of God, Walking Dead, Pokemon, Kisniver, Mamusu, a bunch of stuff. Just check it out, subscribe if you want to, and follow on Twitter if you want to as well, because I'll keep you updated there. Keep you updated as best I can on when I'm posting stuff, pushing stuff back, random whatever. And that's it. So, one last time, thank you, and I will see you all next time.